All right, y'all. Good morning out there. It's hella early, but you know what time it is. It is time for me to get back on the grind. I had a pretty decent holiday with my family and everything, and 3 days off to re up from the grind. It's kind of vigorous. You know, you work 13, 14 hour days, so I be needing those 3 days to recuperate for sure. So anyway, I'm back on the grind today. Today is Wednesday. This is July 8th, and I am definitely happy to be back on the grind too. I made the most of my days off, people. I really got back into my fitness and eating healthy and stuff like that. My daughter and I, we went on grocery shopping the other day. We bought a lot of fruits, a lot of fresh vegetables, avocados, things like that. So what I'm doing is I'm going online and I'm looking up recipes, healthy recipes, for things that we could eat, in the house without it being too greasy, because now I have to watch my cholesterol. So I've been doing stuff like that and looking up healthy oils. So I ditched the canola oil and I'm going more like with the olive oil. Now they sell, I've noticed that they're starting to sell the olive oil in bulk. So I'm buying olive oil, stuff like that, so I'm just focusing on my health right now. Get out of this here yard here real quick. This guy's gonna try to get my truck number on the way out, so I'm just kind of slowing down a bit here. All right, he gave me the okay. All right, so this morning I ain't really got too much on my mind. There's not too much going on, really. Everybody's talking about this whole 50 Cent, uh, Lil Wayne thing, and this is supposed to have black women in an uproar. And to me, this is just yet another publicity stunt off the backs of black women, because these two, they got to stay relevant some kind of way. That's how I see it. I look at it as a publicity stunt. And so now they got everybody talking about it. So mission accomplished, This is what I'm talking about as far as being reactionary as women. Black women, we have got to start getting smarter about what we react to. Like those guys sitting up there on that couch, kiki cawing with each other, and talking about black women, getting upset because they with the non-black women, the exotic black women. That was a dog whistle. Okay, that was a dog whistle. It was meant to get a reaction, get your attention, and so that by default they get attention, and it worked. Mission accomplished. I have to say that they did what they set out to do, because now you got everybody talking about it. And here's the thing that I always try to explain to the ladies: you can't control nobody but yourself. Lil Wayne, 50 Cent, whoever the hell they wanna stick the pipe to, it don't make me no never man. What they drink don't make me piss. What they eat don't make me shit. So I go by the rule of thumb of, if it ain't affecting me, why the fuck should I care? But black women, we feel like we got to react to everything. We are very reactionary people. We got to say something. And here's the thing, and all of us saying something about this whole thing, it's not even a point that we comment on it, but then we pretend like we not bothered. I don't care. I don't care about Lil Wayne. I don't care about 50 Cent. But if you don't care, why you got a whole 1 hour commentary about it? Here's the thing. I don't give a damn who anybody dates, has sex with, marry, whatever the hell they want to do. If you gonna date out, date out. Ain't nobody stopping you. Ain't nobody gonna cry. Ain't nobody gonna be like, come back. Don't nobody care. I don't imagine. I don't really imagine too many people really give a damn. But what really kind of does bother me, and I'm gonna say now this is what gets me bothered, is the fact that when you are leaving or you call yourself dating out or you're going to go over here with these folks, why you always got to put the opposite sex of your race down on the way out? Now, mind you, that conversation between 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, they didn't exactly say that they would not date black women. I didn't hear that in the conversation at all. But what I did hear in the conversation was that they they're with these other women because they're more exotic. So basically, they are admitting to fetishizing these women. These women are a fetish, and they're openly saying so about them. And they're eating up the fact that, according to them, because I don't know how true this is, but according to them, black women are mad. Now, I would once again, I'm the show me the money chick. Because if black women are mad, you got to show me the money. Who are these black women that you're talking about, 50 Cent, that's mad? Show me the Instagram or something. Because see, this is the other thing. These guys get on television, they get on social media and all this type of stuff, and they will just say anything. And this is what I've been telling y'all for a long time. There are certain black men that will sit up here and they will tell you anything just to get some kind of reaction out of you, just to trample on your self-esteem. They will tell you anything. Remember how they were running around talking about black women sleeping with the same 20% of the men? And remember, I debunked that like 7 videos ago. I came out with the actual CDC data that they finally did on black fathers, and that 20% is a myth. It's bullshit. They just running around telling you anything. And every time we react to it. So they get away with just saying anything. But the more I keep trying to tell y'all to stop being reactionary, the more y'all tell me I'm a mammy. Now, it's so funny that I'm this mammy and want the last dick and all this type of shit. But I'm the one telling you to keep your cool. Stop reacting to everything these fools do. But I'm wrong. Let's see here. Oh, what's up, Jane? She says because they know they are dating from a place of insecurity, so they look for a reason to say, it's not me, it's you. Exactly. And see, that's the other thing. See, these guys will come up here and they'll tell you anything. But once again, there's always 3 sides to a story: his story, her story, and the truth. So now, according to them, black women are upset. According to them. Now, once again, they ain't showed you not damn proof of any black woman that's really upset about it. The only black women that's upset is the black women that's just upset about them going online and making a public debacle of the situation. But as far as them personally, the women in their personal lives, who are the women in their personal lives that's getting upset? Who are these women? Because, see, you can't just run up to me and say anything and I just sit up here and believe it and then all of a sudden get upset. It could be a lie. This is what I'm trying to get y'all to see. And this is what these guys have been doing to us. They've been sitting up here charging us up for years. That's what they do. And like I said, as a group of women, black women, we got to get better with identifying facts and knowing the difference between somebody's opinion and an actual fact. Ain't now one of them motherfuckers sitting in their couch on their little FaceTime, kiki cacaing like two little girls, two drunk little girls at that. They ain't said no fact, nothing that is factual whatsoever. They just talking about their little lives according to them and their opinion. And I keep telling you, what can you do about that? You're gonna get mad and you're gonna start windmilling at every black man that say that he don't want your ass. You're gonna get mad and start windmilling at every black man that say he don't want you. Tell me how that works out. Once again, me, I'm for conserving my energy for real battles, real threats. I don't take Lil Wayne and 50 Cent as a real threat. I don't know. It's just me. I'm not for the getting up in arms about everything. Now, here's what I am for, though. I'm for black women getting together, getting our health together. I would like to see that number because, I'm looking at the statistics of black women who are overweight, some of us who are obese, and all of the different ailments that we're on record as suffering from. I want to see that change. I don't think we can really afford to be getting our blood pressure up over this dumbass shit because these guys sit up here and just tell us anything just to get a rise out of us. If we've been ignoring them, and I think we've been ignoring Lil Wayne and 50 Cent for a little while now. So they've been kind of marginalized and ignored. So now they're over there making noise because they want some tension. See, women are not the only ones that crave attention. They crave attention too. That is the reason why you will see a lot of them come over into female spaces. If you haven't noticed, if we don't give them that attention, we don't give them that reaction, that's what they do. They try to get a reaction, they try to get attention. And so they will stoop to telling you anything because, after all, if they can't get any type of positive attention, then they'll take negative attention too. They're like little 3-year-olds. But meanwhile, we got 99 problems, and 50 Cent and Lil Wayne ain't nan one of them. We got 99 problems, but them two bitches ain't one of them. We got bigger fish to fry, ladies. Because right now, we're dealing with issues within our sisterhood and dealing with one another. We're dealing with a man shortage. We're dealing with raising our children in an environment where we have to pretty much do it alone or with very little help. So we're dealing with all these issues. We don't have time to be focused on that little petty shit over there. That's just kind of like a time waster, energy waster. Yeah. We also have to deal with the fact that as black women, we are still the most educated and underpaid. These are issues that we really need to be focusing on. Gia Girl says, who wants them? Women want their money, and that's it. Exactly. And so we leave those two drunk sugar daddies on the couch to wallow in their own self pity and make themselves feel better about their situation. They're old. They're old men tricking off their money with foreign women. Let's just put all of this in context. Good morning, Gia Girl. And good morning, Lisa Skew Kilpatrick. Let's just put this in context. Though these are old has-beens, and they're sitting up on the couch, probably both of them suffering from erectile dysfunction, and probably some black woman told them that she don't want his little limp penis ass, and so now they're sitting on their couches trying to make themselves feel better by putting down black women and talking about, you know how they do, you know how they do. They're talking about how they're gonna go and get them some other women that they got to pay for. I'm gonna tell you exactly what that is. Cause how old is Lil Wayne? But it don't even matter about the age because I keep telling y'all. And see, this is the thing too that people don't take into consideration. The same way that they say we can wear our bodies out by having too much sex, the same way they say we wear our bodies out, do you know they can wear their bodies out too? See, you know, nature is a good balancer. Yeah, Lisa, I saw that, but you know, I don't really get off into that stuff. So I'll pass on that. But anyway, nature is a really good balancer. Okay? When men go out here, they're drinking all the time, they're doing drugs, they're sipping on that syrup, they're popping them pills, they're doing all this stuff to their bodies. They're not eating right, they're not exercising. Look at 50 Cent. 50 Cent is fat. He's a fat, middle-aged old man. What's your nickname, Lisa? And then you got Lil Wayne. He's a rich hype, kind of like Bobby Brown and Whitney Houston. Rich addicts. That's nice, Lisa, but I don't want to discuss that here. I'm talking about something else completely different. And I don't get down with pyramid schemes, ma'am. So please cease and desist that in my chat. But at any rate, where was I? What I was saying is this: those are rich addicts that don't deserve not 1 ounce of our attention. These are men that are sitting up here licking their old wounds. And you get men like that in your family. if you pay attention to your elder men in your family, your uncles who are like about 50, because that's about where it starts. Or the uncle who was an addict all his life, so he's still like maybe in his late 30s, early 40s, but his body is like he's 60 because he done ran it through the ground. These men done set up here, liquored it up, drinking, doing drugs. Just look at him. 50 Cent sitting up there slurring his words, can't even talk straight. Lil Wayne can't even sit up on the couch that good. Oh, hold on a second. I got a super chat here. Titty Lover representing the 20. Oh, love your video on the marginalization of the black woman. Thank you. Says my boy Water Sniper does an awesome job of repping the beautiful chocolate sisters on his videos. Yes, he does. Water Sniper does that religiously. And I will tell you in a minute, Water Sniper loves black women. But at any rate, let's get back to these two simpletons that we really should not be fussing over at all. Because we're gonna put this in perspective. Because see, when I see stuff like this, I like to put it in perspective. We are looking at two middle-aged, over the hill, used up men that probably can't even make their penises work anymore. Now, here's a little fun fact. When you are dealing with testosterone issues, where you have a very, very small amount of testosterone, when you are dealing with a low T count, okay, let's just be honest. When you're dealing with erectile dysfunction, hmm, when you're dealing with your body shutting down and betraying you at every turn because you're aging or you have ran your body into the ground, and then you come across some young tenderoni and your dick don't work no more. Let me just be honest. Okay, the penis don't work anymore. And you've seen your old family members, these old guys sitting around, bitter as hell at women. That scene right there with 50 Cent and Lil Wayne reminded me of the old bitter men that I've seen that ran their bodies into the ground and their penis don't work no more, and now they mad at all women. That's what that was. So, like I said, it takes an older woman that done seen the shit to tell you what that shit is. I'm going to tell you what that shit was in a nutshell. Two old men that done ran their dicks into the ground. And now they mad at all black women. Because we supposed to be the cleanup women. Some black woman, because you know how we are, you know how truthful we are. Some black women will definitely tell you if your penis needs to be buried in the dirt. Somebody told them two fools that their penis need to be buried in the dirt. Or maybe they didn't even have to tell them. Because a lot of times women, the look on our faces, and probably the women they dealing with probably gave them that, oh my God, poor baby look. Or had to give them the little pep talk. That's okay. It happens to everybody. And they done heard that little pep talk a little one too many times. So they do like all old middle-aged men that done ran their bodies into the ground do. They sit around and further run their bodies into the ground, drinking, getting high, getting drunk, and talking about the women that done rejected them. This is how they make themselves feel better. And I'm telling you, I'm an older woman. I have seen this before. I have that scene right there. I have seen it before. That's what that is. See, I have to come here and tell you what the fuck you were just looking at. Yeah, that's exactly what the fuck you was looking at. And here's a word of caution to my brothers who have not yet run their bodies into the ground, like these two old fools that you saw sitting on that couch. Because, yeah, it'll be you in about 15 years, angry at your penis, angry at women, and sitting up getting further drunk and high, further doing damage to you little Wayne Wayne. Oh, Nadia said her chat was deleted. Oh, and Gia Girl said not to mention all that stuff they start to smell from that hard living. Yeah, absolutely. When you got guys living the hard life like that, and I'm talking about the fast hard life, that's exactly what happens to them. And yeah, they get real bitter. You hell have no fury like an old man with a broke penis. That should be a new saying. Just like there's a saying that says hell have no fury like a woman scorned, have hell have no fury like old men with broke penises. I'm telling you. And when you run across them, it's everybody's fault but theirs. Because see, they've been passing down bad information from generation to generation to one another. They've been telling each other that men cannot run their bodies down into the ground, and that is a lie. So they proceed to go ahead and run their bodies down into the ground anyway. They tell each other, oh, the weed makes it even better. But they don't understand that what they putting in the weed nowadays ain't making it no better. Especially if you smoking the weed and sipping on the syrup and popping the pills and doing all this other stuff like they doing. And then you don't exercise, you don't eat a proper diet, you're not getting the proper fruits and vegetables that add more zinc in your diet. Zinc is one of the number one diet supplements that boosts testosterone. And there are plenty of foods, plenty of vegetables that have zinc in it. But do you think that they eating it? Hell no. Even with all their money. Look at 50 Cent fat ass sitting up there. Just go back and look at that video. 50 Cent fat ass. They're done. So, y'all sitting up here getting upset about two done men. It is over for them. Finito. These are two old, middle-aged, ran through, done fucked their body up men, dragging their penises in the dirt, and now they want to sit up and blame women. They want to throw off the fact that they got malfunctioning penises. So they want to sit up here and talk about the women that they pay for in other countries And they want to start a rift between black women and these women because their penises are dead and done and dragging in the dirt. And like I said, I've been around a minute. I've seen men like this before. When they get old, they get bitter. Ain't nobody checking for them anymore except for a paycheck. And look at how this affects men psychologically. Because when they were younger and they were actually hot, and the women did actually want them beyond just a paycheck, when the women did want them just beyond just a paycheck when they were younger, now they're older and every woman coming up with their hand out. Just think about that for a second. They used to have women coming over freely throwing the panties around because they wanted the ring. They wanted them. They wanted them, the man at the time when they were younger. They were the prize. They were the trophy. Now they represent a paycheck to all women. And see, like I said, Mother Nature is a hell of an equalizer when it comes to men and women. And this is the stuff that don't get discussed. It doesn't get broke down in this perspective. Because with both men and women, when they get old, there are a few things that change. With women is our looks. With men, their penises get ran down into the dirt. And they become pretty bitter about that shit. And so they sit around and they try to find ways to make themselves feel better. And that is what you saw on that couch in that video. Just want to give you a different take and a different perspective on what you saw there. Because I've seen old men like this before. I have. Now, like I said, fellas, you can run your body down into the ground. Too much drinking, okay, doing drugs, poor diet, little exercise, and yes, if you running around here raw dogging everybody, let me tell you what happens to your penis when you catch too many VDs. Your poor penis then had to fight off a whole bunch of VDs over the years from you going around raw dogging everybody. Don't you think that has an effect on your erection, your ability to have an erection over time? When your poor penis done had to fight off all these VDs over the years that you done collected from different people? Yes, sir, it does. And see, therein lies the rub. Therein lies what the brotherhood is not disclosing to you. And therein lies why more of you need to start going to the doctor and talking to the doctor and stop listening to your stupid brother telling you that men can't get ran through is a lie. That is why you see so many old men, most of them black, sitting around bitter, taking their frustration out on the women that's closest to them. And it's always black women. We're always in close proximity for you to take shots at when it shit ain't going your way. Well, 50 Cent and Lil Wayne, I'm sorry, but black women ain't got shit to do with the fact that your penises are taking a dirt nap. And I'm sure that those women that you're, getting in other countries, that they will, play with it a little bit, play with that little worm until it may get semi hard. It might get semi hard for you, you know, but you're going to have to pay. Okay. And the fact that you got to pay ain't got shit to do with black women. Okay. We don't give a shit. Okay. You're old. You done ran your bodies into the ground, and that is what you got to do. Live with it. And ladies, stop letting these men tell you anything. Learn how to analyze a situation. And then that's another thing. That's another reason why they hate us older black women too, by the way. Because we know what the fuck is wrong with their ass. And we gonna tell they little secrets. But yeah, here I am with my old ass. I'm finna tell you what's wrong with them. They Dixon took a dirt nap. And now everybody got to pay. Hell have no fury with a like a man with a scorned penis. That's what you saw. Nadia says, I guess I wrote something YouTube didn't like. That's crazy. What was the post about, Nadia? YouTube been tripping lately. They've been taking down a lot of stuff. I can barely get my videos monetized anymore. I done gave up the fact that my videos will be monetized. But I will say this to the ladies, ladies, just worry about and focus on yourselves. When you see guys that are that age talking out the side of their necks, just let them talk because that's all they got left in their little lives. All they got left in their little lives is they drugs, they booze, and they stories. Oh yeah, pretty black faith telling on their old ass today. Doug says compound lifts, high intensity cardio, zinc, 8 hours of sleep, low body fat percent, and plenty of water does wonderful wonders for testosterone levels. Tell it, tell it, Doug, because see, Doug ain't gonna be sitting around middle aged, mad at women, talking about it's everybody else's fault but his. Doug is out there doing what he got to do to keep his penis out the dirt. Exactly, Doug. Lil Wayne and 50 Cent broke penis ass need to go somewhere and sit down and shut the hell up. They are done. And yeah, they got to pay. And they mad because here's the thing. Now a lot of guys sit up here and they talk about it's okay because they got money and ain't tricking if you got it and all this type of bullshit. But I'm gonna tell you, psychologically, them niggas be wanting them women to really want them. And they know that when they can't perform sexually the way they want to, and then women have to sit there and pretend, and they know they're pretending, that is an ego blow to them. I submit to y'all today, Lil Wayne and 50 Cent is taking L's in the bedroom. And when you see guys coming on camera like that, blaming black women out of the blue, that's exactly what the fuck happened. They taking L's in the bedroom. Doug says, I already know and I'm committed to the lifestyle. That's what I'm saying. That's what's up, Doug. Because like that's what I'm saying. The brethren, y'all got to start talking to each other about taking care of your bodies and being honest with each other about how you can run your bodies down into the ground and be of no good to no one in your old age. Pretty Black said, let's talk about these men who are played out and hit the wall. Old big belly Viagra taking ass. Exactly. But it's not something that we talk about how men can actually hit the wall. But yeah, Lil Wayne and 50 Cent hit the wall, but they're still entitled. Let's just be honest. They hit the wall, but they're still entitled. And not even their money can save their penises. And that's what they're bitter about. So out of the blue, they just want to sit up here and take shots at black women because their little penises ain't working no more. I've seen old men like this before. Now I know somebody gonna come up in here and say, "Oh, Faye, you just hating on them. You know they got the money to get the Viagra." I'm here to tell you that if you have not been taking care of your body for years upon years upon years, your little penis and had to fight off STDs and VDs for years upon years upon years because you nasty and refuse to wear condoms. And for years upon years upon years, you've been drinking and doing drugs and everything else. Viagra ain't gonna help you. Cialis ain't gonna help you. They may as well just go and get that surgery where they get that little rod put in their penises. That's the only way it's gonna get up because they ran their bodies into the ground and now everybody got to pay. Gia Girl says sometimes men who are run down, you can see the sadness in their eyes and their body language. Pretty Black says them pills can only help with so much. Wear and tear is permanent damage. Exactly. Mm-hmm. Almanaz says exactly, Faith, an ego blow. I woke up and saw your live. Wayne isn't that old in age, but he looks it because he doesn't take care of himself at all. So no surprise there. Exactly. Like I said, there are even younger men. Have you ever noticed? Have you ever run across a guy that's like he's only like in his middle 30s, like late 30s, but he got some problems, erectile problems. That is because that young man is running his body into the ground. They're no more good. Not eating right, all them drugs, drinking. They're no more good by the time they hit their mid 30s now. And at earlier and earlier ages. And if the brotherhood don't start telling each other to take care of their bodies and leave the drugs and the alcohol alone, y'all gonna end up like Lil Wayne and 50 Cent on the couch doing FaceTime with each other, trying to make each other feel good about your old broke penises. That's what's gonna end up happening. And that's what you saw right there. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Lil Wayne looks like a little old man. Morning Third Ward. Pretty Black says, I met one all worn out and chasing after young pretty girls. I'm like, fool, please. Exactly. Like I said, I'm not new to this. I'm true to this. And this is the reason why a lot of them don't like older women because we got their number. A lot of us older women know already what it is when we see them over there doing that shit. Yeah, Doug, George Megan is one of the few channels that discuss low testosterone. And George also stays in the gym and he keeps his body together. He's always talking about eating healthy. Absolutely. Almanaz said even in their early 30s, huh? Third ward, you taking care of your body? You say your stuff still strong, huh? Pretty Black says Faith is right. My mama used to tell me that older men want younger women so they can fool them. And that's exactly what it is because a younger woman, she doesn't have the life experience of an older woman and she doesn't know what to look out. So the older men, they seeing that the older women their age or within their age range have already been there, done that with their ass, they're not going to be able to get over on those women. So they go younger because those younger women they haven't the experience that the older women have, so they can run those games on them and put them through the bullshit too. And that's the thing; these older guys they are one trick ponies. They never ever switch up. And you would think the shit that didn't work with the women that you done fucked over, you would think that they would change it up when they get with younger women and try to make the shit work, but they don't. So if you run across an old dude and he's single and he done been married a few times, that dude is damaged. I'm just gonna be honest. And to be honest, that's the reason why a lot of older women are dipping into the younger dating pool with the younger men because they know that the older men their age are damaged. And I'm not saying that's right either. I think that all these old farts that are single need to just go ahead and work it out with each other and leave the young people alone. The older generation is damaging the younger generation, hands down. We fuck our shit up and then we go and try to and fuck up the young people shit too. Pretty Black says, now I see why Muhammad Ali always picked a very young wife. Them younger ones stick around longer and get used up until he gets tired of you. Exactly. Exactly, Pretty Black. Pretty Black got the number. She got that number already. And that's the reason why I am so against younger women getting with the older men. You deserve somebody your own age that you can grow with. Now, the older ones who've been in long term marriages for a long period of time and they've managed to stay in those marriages, you know, those are the ones who are well adjusted. But those old ones that had two and three marriages under their belt and they keep hopping from woman to woman, they damaged. No, you is not going to be the special one. He gonna keep doing the same shit over and over again. He's just trying to see who he can get with that's gonna put up with his shit. And then when they get to be a certain age, they're looking for a free nurse at that point. Pretty Black said, "Hell yeah, I want a young pretty boy with a good body and all his parts working." I know that's right. Them old doo wop daddies can't fool me. I see that game a mile away. That's what I'm talking about. Cause that's what I tell my daughters. You know, I be seeing a lot of these old. fogey ass dudes, and some of them look good for their age. Some of them can pass for being younger. But then when you start talking to them, you hear that bullshit, and you like, okay, this a old damaged motherfucker. You can get the hell away from mine. And my daughters always bring guys that they feel like they want to get serious with. They always bring them around me and they ask me what I think because they know I've been there, done that, seen it all. And I'm going to be honest and tell them what I honestly think about it. And my daughters respect me enough to listen. But yeah, my take on that whole situation is I wouldn't worry about it. That's when you see stuff like that, and see, there will be more. As the Hollywood men are aging and they have ran around doing drugs and participating in Holly weird activities, you're going to start seeing more and more of them take to social media like fools, like old fools. I don't know if all of them are going to do it, but if you see them doing it, that's pretty much what that is. Pretty Black says, Faith, even when I was really young, I would come across some old dude bothering me. It's creepy and disgusting. Yeah. And that's how I used to feel. I think all young women feel that way. Nadia said it's very creepy. Yes. But see, I can't say that as a woman in my middle age because I would be accused of hating on them. And I just want them to know ain't nobody hating on your old, decrepit, uh, penis taking a dirt nap behinds. Ain't nobody hating on you. It's mighty funny. I used to laugh at my grandmother all the time. My grandmother used to take the tail end of her duster and she would ball it up in her fist until it looked like a little tiny tail, and she would wag it back and forth, as if to say it's a limp penis. And she would tell my grandfather, "Yeah, you thought you was something back in the day when you was out there playing the field, out there cheating. But now look at you." She would wag her skirt tail back and forth. "Now look at you." And I knew, and at the time when I was a young girl, I didn't know what she meant when she was wagging that skirt tail back and forth. But basically, she was making fun of him because his penis don't work anymore. And then she would say stuff like, "Yeah, while you sitting up there, I'm still a woman." My grandmother was something else. I'm telling you, my grandmother was something else. I guess my grandfather must have had been cheating on her or something because she would say stuff like this all the time. And like I said, when I was a little girl, the shit used to go over my head. Because like I said, she would grab the tail end of her skirt and wag it around like a limp tail. And I used to wonder why she was doing that. But now that I'm older, I know why she was doing that. She's basically saying that my grandfather's penis took a dirt nap. And Karma is a bitch because she was sitting up there saying, she was like, "Yeah, and why you can't do anything anymore? You not a man anymore, and I'm still a woman." And that's all she used to say. I mean, and here's the thing. I can't sit up here and get angry with my grandmother now that I know what she meant. When I was a little girl, I didn't know what she was meaning by that. But now, that I know what she meant, it's funny to me. I sit up and laugh about it because I do see the men in that age bracket and older, they're exhibiting that bitter behavior. And my grandfather used to get so mad at her when she used to say that. He used to get mad. But he was one of the ones out there running his penis and down into the ground, drinking, gambling, smoking. He did all of that. Third Ward said, for some reason, older women love my ass, and I love them too. I bet they do, Third Ward. That young 30 tenderoni stuff right there. Nadia said they both getting something out of it. He's getting sex, and she getting paper. Exactly. Gia Girl says, pretty, I remember as far back as when I was 14 years old, men trying to come on to me even after I told them my age. They would pause and turn right back around to continue talking to me. Yeah, I remember that. I remember something like that too. Hmm. Because let me tell you something, ladies. Black girls, we don't get no time to be little girls. Soon as we get our periods, we grown and we got men breathing down our necks. Soon as we get our little training bras, we grown and we got men breathing down our necks. Soon as we get a little bump on our booty, we grown and we got men breathing down our necks. I remember one time I was walking down the street with my 11-year-old. My youngest daughter's 11. And when she was younger, she was chubby. So she had a big behind. Because she was chubby, okay? And you would be surprised at the number of men stopping to look at her behind as we were walking down the street. She's 11. And it's not even the fact that she didn't look like an 11-year-old. She looked like a chubby little 11-year-old. I had braids and ribbons and everything in her hair. So, yeah, they don't give you no time to be a little girl. None whatsoever. Uh, Pretty Black says, I can remember the hood was full of R. Kellys at the junior high school and high schools, stalking and harassing girls they knew they were children and didn't care. Exactly. All they cared about was their penises. And like I said, that there has been, and I really hate that people in our culture like to gaslight through this. But there is a culture of that in our communities that we really don't like to discuss. And these predators are protected in the community too, by the way. They're protected. And if something happens and they get caught up, it's always the girl's fault because she was being fast. That's how it went in our communities. Never that grown man fault or that older teenager fault. Because also we had issues with the older teenage boys going back to the grammar schools, messing with the little girls at the grammar schools. That's where it starts. And when I say that black men continue the mentality of going younger because they always want to go for the easy target. Going younger means easy target. And that is a predatory behavior. These are predatory behaviors that we need to start identifying and pointing out. And now it's become a thing where a lot of these men have normalized it. They think that it's okay. They tell each other that women hit the wall when they're 35, so it's okay to go younger. They make excuse for their predatory behavior, and they tell each other that's perfectly fine. But shout out to the men, the real men who have daughters that recognize this and they protect their daughters. Shout out to those men. My father being one of them. When you have men that truly care about their daughters, they don't let that type of foolery slide in their presence. But I tell you today, I've heard some of these black men online talking about they would give their 18, 19-year-old daughter to a 50-year-old if he had money. And that's them justifying the predatory behavior. Because they say 18, 19 because it's legal, only because it's legal. Let's see what you guys are talking about down here in the chat. All right, so we got Pretty Black says the black community is full of men who bother young girls and women. No one wants to talk about it. Third Ward says as long as older women don't run from the D, give good sloppy toppy, ain't lazy in bed, we can get it in all day, every day, no problem. And best believe I'm gonna give them that freaky experiment. Yes. Ooh, that sounds good. Damn. Oh, got my blood, my heart rate up right there reading that. Okay. Anyway, let me go. Gia Girl said, I remember a smelly old geezer saying, look at that girl. And I said, she's a child. Smelly geezer. Smelly geezer said, she's built for effing. I said, that's terrible. I shook my head. Yeah. Oh, yeah. As long as she look like she can take a D, they gonna go for it. They don't give you no time. Like I'm still playing with my Barbie dolls. I'm 14. I was still playing with Barbie dolls at 14. Y'all, some of us were still doing that. Pretty Black says these moms blame the girls, not these grown men. Is right, exactly. Because some of these grown men are their sons. Some of these grown men are their brothers or their boyfriends, and they will look at you as being like another woman in their house trying to steal their man. Truth be told, you got some mothers like that. Sad to say it, but it's the honest to God's truth. Like I said, I've been around, I've seen a lot of shit, a lot of dysfunctional shit going on in our community. And yeah, that's one of them. Some of us don't do a good job of protecting our own daughters from the predatory men we allow around them. Pretty Black said third ward. I'm gonna act like I didn't read that. And Pretty Black also says, I've seen the way too many black women jealous of these young girls is like they're jealous of their youth. Yeah. The same way that a lot of older black men are jealous of younger black men. Because think about it. You're an older woman, your looks have faded, and now here come this pretty perky young thing coming around. And you still ain't got a man, because remember, there's a man shortage. So yeah, you got a lot of these old women out here in competition with these young women. And jealous, yes. And the same thing with these men. They sitting up here, they done ran their penis into the dirt, and now you got these younger men running around here with youth and vitality, and they're out here killing it. and the young women are popping, busting it open for them for nothing while they got to pay. How you think that make them feel? I'm gonna just tell you the whole truth. I'm gonna lay it all out there. I'm put it all out there so you can see the whole thing for what it is. Okay, Third Ward sharing some more of his experience. He said, after I lost my virginity to a chick my age, I actually started to attract nothing but older women. And no, I wasn't forced upon by older women. I chose to deal with older women because they were ready. Mm. So Third Ward, are these older women just for practice? Because I've heard that before online that older women with children especially are just for practice. Are you practicing on these older women? Are they just for fun? I've heard that before. Almanize says, yes, I was 10-year-old with a breast and cycle going through that. Thank God my father was very protective over me. Yes, and you're going to need the protection of the men in your family. No problem, Third Ward. Third Ward says, older women who take care of themselves and hygiene, who be on point taste. Third Ward, you just in here. You know what? I'm going to stop reading your comments, Third Ward. Shoot. Got me over here feeling some kind of way now. And you know I already been accused of trying to get the last penis. You trying to really taint my reputation down. You know I'm a hot blooded heterosexual woman now. There's only so much I can take. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Almanac says their ego know they have to pay. Exactly. Exactly. They got to pay. Yeah, Third Ward is something else, ain't it? Yeah, so anyway, ladies, I would not worry about old men licking their little battle wounds, self inflicted battle wounds. I wouldn't worry about it. See, Third War says, I did get a lot of practice on them when I was younger, but I still F with older women. My ex was 3 years older than me, so I like me some older women. Oh, okay. Well, so that's your preference. Everybody got a preference. That's what's up. That's what's up. But yeah, I'm not gonna stay on here that long. I only do about an hour of my little trips, and then I start hitting these mountains, and I got to get serious about paying attention to this road. But I just thought I'd give my perspective on some things, and that was one of the things that was on my mind. I don't do topics on my early morning drives. It's just all about me doing some reflection and sharing that reflection with you guys. So I really hope that my take on the situation and some of the insights that I've shared gave you a different view than what you've been hearing online with everybody else. But with that said, I am going to take my leave. I do want to thank everybody that came in here today with this early morning. Y'all be up early. I'm talking about super early. I got Almanaz in here and Third World Colombian and Pretty Black. Doug, what's up? Nadia, Gia Girl, all of you guys that came up in here. Jane Vane, I appreciate everybody for taking the time to come in here and kick it with me this morning. You could be anywhere, but you're up early like soldiers. And that is commendable because I'm telling you, I wouldn't get up this early if I didn't have to. So I have to say, they like me. They really, really like me. Oh, no problem, guys. I will be safe out here. Love each and every one of you. Please hit the like button if you haven't done so already. And I'm out.